Stories told with pure intention. Every voice gets full attention. Building trust without contention. Stronger through our connection. From La Videa to the diaspora. No gimmicks, just real data. Transparency is our mantra. Shining bright like an aurora. We are the voice you can believe in. Through the airwaves we keep giving. Day and night.
Again, I'm your host. My name is Derek Yale, and let's get started.
Well, that's it. We say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, radio and television network, and you are now watching the House Zone. And this is episode 97. And of course, on today's edition, making my debut, I am your host. And as I wait, Derek Yale, who is your normal host here on the program. And making my debut. Yeah, my name is Victor D. Quitty. So we do have our panelists who will be introduced shortly, but just before we have them introduced, we gonna be the mode program for the president of the Republic of Liberia, President Joseph Boyka, and he made a statement which talked about he is well or not. We're going to dive into that and a prophecy by a Nigerian pastor. And of course, we're going to highlight on the launching of the Unimbo within the USA. And also, we're going to talk a bit about the 237,600 grams of cocaine that were confiscated at the our man who allegedly took his life over. So I also have with me two panelists, Alan introduced, and we get started with this important show right here on the Hard Zone. Stick and stay, don't you go away. We still got more for you. So let's now usher in our panelists who will have themselves introduced.
Good evening. My name is Alan Giwer. I am glad to be here today. Victor, do you hear me? Is everything fine?
course, I'm getting you loud and clear.
Okay, that's great.
I'm getting you, Alan. Go ahead.
All right. What are you just mentioned about several thousand worth of cocaine was confiscated from a gentleman from RIA? Was he a Liberian? That's the part I didn't know.
Yeah,
For
well,
Mr. Bola to
we'll get to that, but let's have Mr. Martin, Mr. Martin Boda have himself introduced.
As usual.
Mr. Boda, you
And
there?
yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
yeah,
Victor, can you hear me?
Victor, can you hear Mr. Bola?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Victor, I said welcome and thank you for having me here tonight so that let's discuss some issues about Liberia and the world. It's always my pleasure being here.
And that's for sure. It's an honor, it's an honor having you guys right here on the Hard Zone and Liberian Radio and Television Network. And also, trust me, it's an honor for me. I'm in Maryland County, Liberia, Harper to be specific. And today is my debut here at the Liberian Radio and Television Network Hard Zone. And I must say this, I'm so amazed to be here. But to get started with, we like to highlight firstly on Jusu Masale's suicide, who you know allegedly took away his life from Jusu Masale, and I just a story here that was written after he committed the suicide. So if you getting me clear, I can go about reading it, and we all listen to it. Gets it's alleged that he committed a suicide, Jusu Masale, but allegation also states that he didn't die because of a woman. He died because all the love, time, sacrifices he had invested in a relationship felt like they were about to go to waste. Everything he had done to keep the relationship alive suddenly seemed meaningless. Ongoing investigation indicates that he threatened to kill himself if his girlfriend did not agree to meet and have a conversation with him in person. The police unlocked his phone and searched through it. Yes, she is pregnant with his child, but there is no evidence that anyone is suicide. So it appears like his father has been indirect in the case as well. But his body is still at the hospital and the police is still carrying out their investigation. Based on the information available so far, he took his own life because he was unable to cope with the end of the relationship and move on. Any other information was reinforced. So it's often easier when both partners fall in love at the same time. When only one person stops loving, moving on can feel like a pin trap for one who still cares deeply. Love is meant to flow naturally. It should never be forced pressure or one-sided. So this is it. This is the piece that was written after his suicide. And firstly, the young people, where are we headed when it comes to making sure that this life that is given to us is well maintained? But let's listen to Mr. Ali Biawa, probably have one or two to usher in on this piece before we move on to Mr. Martin Bueda.
Well, thank you, brother Victor. For one to take his own life, I would say that person was sick mentally. Because nobody is living in isolation right now. This young man probably had friend, big brother, daddy, sister.
No, can you move the background? Hold on. Let me look out. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Clear.
yes, Alan.
Okay.
I'm getting you clear. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We're getting you loud and clear, sir.
Okay. There are social media, telephone communication is easier. You will not call somebody for counseling, best friend, to listen to his story. But he did not do that. Because of love, I would say he was mentally ill. He needed help, but there was nobody. Again, relationship is somebody that you befriend. Just you met and she became your girlfriend through conversation, through a teaching. You cannot go to take your own life. Or let me just give a reference. There was a guy they called Ikimifuna. Ikimifuna was living with Okongo.
Okay.
So Okongo was a chief warrior. He took part in the death of Ikimifuna. And Ikimifuna came from a nearby village because his brother has killed somebody. So they replaced the person that got killed from their village because of some guy, from this Ikimifuna family killed somebody from another village. So they said, okay, send your son down. We gave our own son to stay with you guys in the town. So the town people begin to sacrifice, they plan to sacrifice with Ikimifuna. And the chief warrior is the one that Ikimifuna was staying with. And Ikimifuna thought that the chief warrior was his biological father. And so he actually used Marcel to kill this boy. And he was dumb. But Okongo used the word. He said, I met a stranger boy that stayed with me. And I am the chief warrior, and I took part in his death. That does not make me to commit suicide. That does not make me to be out of my position. But he fed it. So I'm saying that to tell you that you met a stranger, a girl. Apparently you are not the one that show her life. And she became your friend. If she have done something to you, seek advice from somebody. But to isolate yourself and take your life, I think this brother was mentally ill. Yeah,
that was it from Mr. Alan Gewa. Let's now move over to Martin Buddha.
Thank you. It's unfortunate and sad to know that a young man taking life for
Mr. Buddha,
love.
do you have a say on Jusu's?
Yeah, I am. Can you hear me? Or I'm muted.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So I was just saying that it's unfortunate what happened. Life is precious. And for someone to take away his life, it means a lot. But like Brother Gay was saying, sometimes people got some mental issue, mental illness, and our society is not to that level where people seek these kind of advices or go for counseling or go to see a specialist, see psychologists to talk to them. And it's a sad story because wherever he was loving and believing in is being left behind. And he's gone. And that is not going to replace that love, It's unfortunate, It's just an unfortunate situation. And my advice to young people is sometimes, and we all of us, not only young, old, whatever, we all make the same mistakes. We are human, we err, and so forth. It's important to share something. If something is in your chest, find somebody that you can trust to talk to. It's very important. There are pastors around, there are elderly people, there are mentors. If you have a mentor in the community or friends, share some of the information, because a lot of the time we conceive information and we don't have help because we don't seek for the help that we need.
Exactly.
And that's some of the things that happen. I know if you had seek help from somebody that was going to be telling him, look, you can do X, Y, Z, or giving some advices that will lead him to a better life. But unfortunately, he's gone. But my advice to the rest of us who are here today, we should avoid these things by talking to people. If you got a problem, share. A parent share can be solved. A parent not share cannot be solved. So that's what I have to take in this. It's unfortunate, but let's all pay heed to this and share something that you need help. Sometimes seek help. Save a life. Victor,
And
what we?
yeah, Victor, to buttress what Brother Bola just said.
Okay, then thank you so much, African Globe. Welcome, Dot.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I had to switch this around, but that's my network called the African Globe. So, but I didn't want it to appear here. I mean, this is a different platform. So, but I want to say thank you to everybody. I'm glad to see everybody again. I think it'll be a week or two before when we were here. So, but I want to say thank you. I'm here with you tonight, and I'm open to any discussion. We can do that. Are you hearing me?
Okay, so our first discussion had to do with yes, you are loud and clear. We are getting you. So our first discussion had to do with Jusu Masale, who committed suicide over with his life right after posting that he needed to rest on Facebook. But this is the question. There are a few questions, right? But we'll let us get started with this one, which states,
I didn't follow the story of
what
the person you guys are talking about. Where did he
practical
commit it?
steps do you
Liberia?
think can community, school, religions, institution, and family take to encourage people, especially young men, to seek emotional in silence?
I would
Well,
say
that
yes.
happened in Liberia, and
Yeah, I would say yes. Look, let me tell you something. This life we live, right?
Mm.
People handle situation differently. Something that may sound a little more minor to you, it will be a major thing to somebody. Okay, I used to be in a West African country called Togo. I was there, and I went to the northern part of that country, closer to the Burkina Faso. There was a guy that we had friendship with, and I went there a couple of times. This guy was battling depression, but when you see him, you will not know that he had depression. But he did not confide in anybody what was bothering him. And what was bothering him was he had a girl that he put his life on and wanted to get married to. And the girl literally disappointed him. This guy was about to take his life. He bought a lot of medications, and he wanted to drink the medication and die. Okay? Because he was depressed and you could not confide in anybody. But if eventually we figured out somehow, because his activities were just not in line. And so we decided to find out what was happening to him. Eventually we got to know, but that's why he was doing. When we got to his room, we met a bunch of medication there that he bought. So if probably we have delayed one day, that would have been, it would have been over for him. So in our country, there are compound issues in Liberia. Okay, young people coming out, they don't even see the hope. There's no hope for the future. That alone is depressing. Some will maybe graduate from college or university, on a technical place, and they don't have a job. It's depressing. They don't see their future. It's depressing. So we need to encourage our people, whatever situation it is. The pastors are available, our family members are available, our colleagues are available. Just confide in somebody. So that I personally believe there's no problem that is bigger than any other solution. You can find solution to any problem, but you got to say it. You got to say it. So I don't know that young man. I don't know him. I don't know the details about his situation, but I believe if he have confided in somebody else and people have talked to him, I don't think he would have committed suicide. So, but let this be a lesson that our other young people can learn. Our young people in Liberia, many of them don't have future. They don't see their way. I mean, they have the potential, but they don't see the way. It's not like our days. We're going to school. It was a normal day. We're going to school, and obviously you will know that. Okay, when I finish high school, I'm going to the university. When I finish university, maybe this is the job I'm going to get. But for them, it's not the case anymore. So it's depressing. So I want to stop that far, but that will be my input. Thank you. Hello? What happened? Are we frozen? Hello?
Brother Victor.
Yeah, are we frozen?
It looks
Hello?
so.
Yeah, I think it's frozen.
We're having a difficulty in Maryland, man.
The guys in Maryland?
You gotta,
Yeah, Liberia.
Yeah, a boy from Maryland, man. You gotta make sure you send some network.
Okay. So to wrap things up, right here on this one, let's look at what practical, especially support and counseling instead of silence.
Say
Are you
again?
getting me, sir?
Yeah, say that one more
Let's
time.
just wrap it up on this one by having the two questions answered, right? Where should society draw the line between personal responsibility and cases like this? And also, what practical steps can community schools, religious institutions, and families take to encourage people, especially young men, to seek emotional support?
Okay.
Yeah, he's breaking up. The guy is in Maryland
So we
County.
can just start on the first one. Where should society draw the line between personal
Victor, let me take the lead. I think
and the influence of relationship?
Yes. One of the things that the government should do, every school, be it elementary to high school, they should have counselor. That's the reason in the Western world, the children, when they go to school, they ask them, do you have food in your refrigerator? Do you have this? Are you being abused? What is your problem? I think we need to transfer that system to Liberia. Because many times, even without committing suicide, students go to school without even eating anything, breakfast or dinner, in the next day before going to school. And most of them, they are being abused in their own home. Father and mommy are fighting. Let the school authority know. They're where they will draw line to have some precaution to talk to the child or to talk to the parents. That's a great intervention. But when you are being raised in an abusive home, that is not good. Some students that come from Christian background, that is better for them than those that have not been read by their people for even counseling. Look at Yusu Masale case. I didn't know him. I don't know his age, how old he was. I don't know. But if Masale have some pastor,
his late 20s, early 20s, like that.
All right. If Masale have pastor or he's a Muslim, he has imam to talk to, I think it would have been different in his life. Or he had close friend that he could relate to, as we said earlier, that would have been different in his life. But just to go ahead because girlfriend refusing you or all your support, you realize it that it's worthless, and you say, no, I should be no more. That's very, very sad. The good thing is he died alone, but it's not good thing again. Because some people will go and say, I will take the woman's life and take my own life. I've seen it. On Broad Street, there was a guy, there was a goldsmith on Broad Street long time ago in the 80s. The gentleman said that this girl was loving and he wanted to kill this girl and kill himself. But he stabbed this girl many times. So he thought this girl had died. And he took his own life, but the girl survived. So it been happening. Even the story in Liberia that we heard is about young women used to go and drink Lassa and this and that when boyfriend frustrated them. We heard all the story. But now these things to go away by teaching, consulting counselor when you have problem. So the young people that come here today is a lesson, as the brother just said earlier, that if you have problem in your relationship, seek for advice from somebody. That will help you. It will help both partners. Thank you. That's my message.
Well, for the young people, we experience similar thing in America.
Okay, any other comment?
Yeah, I just want to share, getting some backdrop to these emotional problems, socio-economic problems that are happening around, and people having trouble. When you are trouble mentally, it's a lot of problem, and we see it happen in America here with all of the advancement that we have here. We see people take their own life, take their spouse lives or children lives and things and so forth. It's not an isolated situation, but for a 20-year-old man, he has not much of an exposure or experience when it comes to what you call relationship. I don't know where his economic social started. I know he was in a lot of problems. He might have been in trouble. So many things going on. Because a 20-year-old man in Liberia, like my brother stated rightly, the opportunity is not even there for you to even get an education before I talk about job. And his focus was getting a wife at the age of 20 where he cannot even support himself nor take care of the family that he's trying to establish. That is a problem. So, to just make situation worse. But to our young people and to our society in Liberia, we just want to let you know that there is help out there. We have a family supporting our community. It's not like in America where people are isolated. Liberia, you got a lot of family support. You can talk to somebody, you can sit down and interact with people. Some of our situations, you don't even have that opportunity to just go talk to somebody, your neighbor. Some of the neighbors, you don't even talk to each other, or like that. So we have that family support in Liberia. You can go and talk to an elderly old man, sit down and experience. And I can share my own experience. So back in the days, and then I had a friend, and I was so much in crazy love, called it love, whatever it was. And I can tell you that. And one day I was coming from work.
She left you?
She was young and I was young, and we always, in a crazy thing. And that's why I was into this relationship. And I was coming from work that afternoon, and I met this old man in the taxi, and he kind of saw me in the taxi. For some reason, he said, "What's going on, my son?" I said, I'm all right. He said, "Come on, man, let's stop." And we made a stop at a Muslim spot somewhere in Kongota, and we sat there, one thing to the next, bought a beer and I bought mine, we started sharing drinks, and we had conversation. And, he gave me some little bit of a life experience that he had in life. And he said, "Look, go home, and this person you're talking about, go home, call them one day, and then let them come and, and look at it and see if anything has changed, And to this day, I take that with me, because I was depressed and I was, hurt. But I didn't go to the extent of taking my life. But at least he was able to guide me through the process. And from that day forward, I know that if a woman hurt me or anybody in a relationship for that matter hurts me, and sleep away and say, anything change on this person? I just console myself through that process. But I'm sorry, sometimes you gotta take some little steps, no little thing that you think about. It's very important. I took it like that. Something I slept away and I found out his problem. And he said, well, man, he asked me, I anything change on this person? And I said, no. He said, okay. So move on. The same way you met it, they stay the same way you see it. So if you do anything crazy, that person will still be moving and you will be gone. So I say share to say that. Whatever comes to a relationship, if that person in that relationship, try to move on. Take courage. I know it's difficult, it's not easy for some of us, but find something to ease that tension. To release your mind of that, find some social activities, find something that will bring you back some comfort, and like talk to people. We got a family support in like they might not want to get you, but they got some older folks with wisdom, some friends around will give you something that will cheer you up, So let's explore some of the avenues when we're having these kind of situations. And as a young man, that's what help us alleviate some of the pressure or that depression from you on it. So that's what I can say to our young people.
Sure. So if you are a young man, a young, oh, okay, all right, that was nice. So if you are a young man out there and you're watching or probably monitoring so far, you gotta move on, seek advice. The pieces of advice that you will help you, might even help you to help save another person again. So his life is important. The person that gave it, and he's the one able to take away. So we said thanks to Mr. Martin Boda for that, and thanks to all of our panelists. Now, our second discussion has to do with the grand opening of launching of the NIMBO, that's the National Independent Movement for President Boyka. And as for he said that he was a race car park right when he was vice president. Now that he is the president, he is the race car on the track. So let's listen to this piece. I don't know what that we can have, yeah, and then we see how best we can dive into it to have one or two discussions about it with this key question in mind. um do you think the race car on the track is doing well? That's one of the key questions in mind. So that's one of the key questions. So do you think the race car on the track is racing well? So let's listen to this piece, and then right after we have ourselves, discussing more.
So presidency, what are you going to do as president that you couldn't do as vice president? A race car, put it on the racetrack. Now I'm in the garage, and they say, oh, today the racetrack is on the track. We're running for presidency. We said, and I said, you want to see the race car, put it on the racetrack. Now I'm in the garage, and they say, oh, today the racetrack is on the track.
So according to the president, he said now the race car is on the track. So the question the question here is the race car which is on the track as stated by the president racing well?
Oh, that's a good question. I think the car is on the track. When Boubacar was vice president for 12 years,
It's already on the track. Mhm.
yes. When he was vice president for 12 years, as individual vice president, he was somehow limited to initiate some development. But now that he has taken the driver's seat, I think the car is driving well. There are some development that we have seen, that we're hearing about in Liberia. Multiple developments. And so I feel that the race car is moving.
Mm.
That's my opinion. I don't know about the other.
Thank you.
Okay, so what make you say so? The race car is moving.
Why I say so, as I have seen numerous engagement, development, hospital,
What are some
new Redemption Hospital. I've seen Ronin Hospital. I'm hearing about 13 something about medical research center is going on. I'm seeing some road connectivity, connectivities. I'm seeing some lot of things going on in Liberia. But it is actually difficult to lead a nation is not easy. Development cannot just be done at once. I know the economy is tight, other marketeers are crying, but I think the taxpayer money has been directed somehow, somewhere in Liberia that it will be memorable for a generation to come. Yeah. That's my observation and that's my opinion.
Well, that was an ongoing project already. So how will you mention the Redemption Hospital like that?
Oh,
An
I call it to
ongoing project already that was like yet repeating Redemption Hospital as one of the glories. Why?
whether I know it was. I saw it during his administration. I didn't know that it was actually erected during the previous government administration. Even there are a lot of things. If there's other development that was added, we gave the credit to the current leadership. Even though I remember when RIA, the Chinese, the airport, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf did not remain in power, but Weah was the one that was in power, and I think he was the one that officially opened that airport during his administration. The same thing with the administrative complex. It was erected during Ellington, but it was Weah time that this thing was actually officially open. So they have the finishing, touch done. So I gave credit to Boubacar for that. You remember one of the things that we used to say that is a borrowed medicine, right? I remember 2017 when I was in Nemba on campaign trip. I saw Yellow Machine was leaving Monrovia, going to the southeastern. They were mapping the road, graveyard, some houses remain. It was doing Ellington. But we came and said, "Oh, you doing that? You doing that? You doing it?" So, yes. So always, the incoming administration can take the credit.
No. I'll call you back.
So that's my
Yeah, you finish in the meeting.
So the Boyka government um, obviously came to rescue people. And I don't want us to be, I don't want Liberia to set a bar so low that to the point that any little thing that a president is going to do, then will become complacent and and think that he's doing much. That is not what we need to expect of. We need to set a bar so high. Mr. Boyka worked in the government, many governments or regimes for a long time. So at this point, he should have just had a connection already. Served in Dole government, served as vice president for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and now as a proper. By this time, he should have had all the necessary connection and to get the ball rolling on a very high scale. I see things that outlined here they call that they are be focusing on, and they talk about roads. You know, Mr. Boyka administration is focuses on infrastructure, energy, agriculture, public services. Key initiatives also include the roads that I was talking about. The government successfully paved, according to them, 121 kilometers of roads and maintained 783 kilometers of major roads, including that of the road ELWA junction there to RIA. They also went up for energy. They're talking about $700 million hydro expansion and solar power projects to increase the country energy capacity. We don't know exactly they are not so specific where the energy is going or how expanded the hydro is. But today people still face problem with electricity in that country and in Morovia there, and other part of the country. So they talk about that. The budget they are allotted for agriculture is $26 million. So we're talking about 50 acre of poultry and organic feed complex was established in McGibbon to produce 200,000 eggs daily and produce a country reliance on reduce the country reliance on food imports. So the chicken farm that they created, and I think sometime they want to dedicate it. I don't know how functional it is, but this is what they're talking about. And another thing is that is this chicken farm, is it a project of the country, or it's a private thing? And sometime they did this, I think, a year ago. And is there any harvesting going on, or we have not seen anything like that? But this is what they're talking about, $26 million. Are they saying the $26 million only going to the chicken poultry farm? All other projects that is $26 million go to us. Mr. Boyka served as the agriculture minister. And one of the things that he talked about was food security in our country. How naive and how low can we come for a country, a government to even initiate a thing like a chicken or poultry? That is not really a government responsibility. That should be a private people empowering common Liberians or private Liberians to venture in this kind of stuff. Many of you live in the country said, at some point I work for the federal government, so that I know what I'm talking about. But are they engaging in something like this? Have we seen any federal government here in this country talking about chicken farm or poultry? That money should have gone to a library. That's how you empower other people. That's how the other librarians will employ other people. If you can break it down, people in Maryland, people in other counties, maybe they can have something. So $26 million for a one chicken poultry something in Mangibi, that's to me is very excessive. So they come to public health and they talk about the government restore pipe water Central Monrovia, Bush, Rhode Island, Cacata, and Loon, providing essential medical supplies to primary health facilities. And it will be better maybe we'll earmark them and know what kind of facility, where the facilities are. Because I know, like my organization that I had here for my group from Maryland down there, we built a clinic down there in Maryland there. Under my administration, we built a clinic down there. And we are still negotiating for medication or medicine and equipment, all things to go down there. Okay, there are other facilities there that don't have. I partnered with the Kipamo High School Association here, and the president, Dr. Augustine, and was able to help to send some medication supplies and in my district in Baraboo there in Maryland County. So when they talk about these things here, and the days of people just making these statements, writing the fine stuff, those days should be over. We should be talking about tangible results and things that are physically present, that are making physical impact in the lives of people. Those are the things we need to be talking about at this point. That is not the case. That is not the case. They want to go going at corruption. Okay, that's a good thing we want. That we should fight corruption. And I understand they had the anti-corruption group there. They have the also asset recovery thing. And that's a good start. But if that will be the standard that we have, then it should be inclusive. It should involve everybody. It should be everybody. You don't have to leave government position or leave power before the anti-corruption group come after you. You don't have to leave power before the asset recovery people come after you. There are people in the government, president, that are doing that are corrupt, that are carrying on corruption. So what are we still playing blind eye to that? Now, there's a very controversial project that is going on in Lofa there. And Mr. Boyka came on air at some point talking about $6 million of the project going on down there. But at this point, we don't know who owns the project, who financed the project, who is the beneficiary of the project. We don't know. We have no idea. There are a lot of conflicting reports about that project. So, in as much as Mr. Boyka is trying, but this is not the kind of thing we want. We want, something better, more than that. Okay, so that would be my own take. The government, we should not settle for just only doing this small thing. This is the almost 200 years old country. We cannot settle. We cannot settle for these kind of mediocre projects. How much impact are they making? In my district down there, they have education, schools there. They don't even have seats, nothing, no instructional material in the schools. My organization had to even go there and repair a high school down there. The main high school in that place there. We had to repair it. We had to literally send some money to help pay for volunteer teachers. We went through all this stuff. So that would be my position. I expect them to do more. I expect him to fight corruption, even with his own government, and just start focusing on the past government. I'm not saying they should let the past government to go, but I'm saying charity begins at home, right? So that would be my position. Thank you.
So you say that you fight corruption on the past. Are you saying that you fight corruption on the past government or the past government?
No, I'm not saying that you fight corruption only on the past government. I'm saying when they fight the corruption, they should even start with themselves. They should start with themselves. Okay. So they don't have to leave power before any other anti-corruption group go after them. They can still be in power, and then people go. The anti-corruption entity or agency, it should be a very neutral agency and go after people. It should be non-regime, organization. It should not. I'm an agency. It should not be for only Boyka, because Boyka is in power, so they should play the blind eye on Boyka administration and those that are in there that are corrupt. So, Boyka does not also need to leave power for them to investigate. they can do the job. They be a neutral group. I don't know how they be empowered. But if this organization was set up as anti-corruption group and passed, and they were established by the legislature, then they should be very independent. They should be very, very independent. So that would be my position. I'm not saying they should exonerate or leave George Weah and his group alone. They can go after them. But go after them. Why you do that? You should also know that you have also a problem. You need to take care of it. The president lost the credibility of fighting corruption when they cannot even tell us clearly what that project is in for you. Who owns it, who finances it. They cannot tell us. They cannot tell us. So you have lost the battle. If that be the case, you have lost it. You have lost the battle of fighting corruption because you cannot. He needed to come out and even distance himself from that project. Distance himself. And if any other people did it behind his back, he needed to cancel that whole project to save his own image. That didn't happen. But the project is still going on. That's my point. So thank you.
Okay, so before we move over to Mr. Martin Bodat, let's look at on the scale of fighting corruption. What would you give this current government? And also, in terms of their progress, what initiative do you think?
Well, what I'm looking at in Liberia, the anti-corruption should be the entity, independent entity that is working for the country, for taxpayer, money that is given. It should be a check and balance situation. Because I remember during Elling's administration, 2 other guys were killed because they were trying to make sure that it wasn't narco money. It was Michael Allison. They say he got drowned and his body was found behind the foreign ministry. When Michael Allison sued the government or sued Elling's children, either like that, and they went after him. But they say he got drowned. He and girlfriend went to go take shower or bathe in the sea. Then came a former LPR, Harry Gree.
Yeah, Harry Gree.
Harry Gree came and he was in the meeting with them to 5-star hotel while his driver was still waiting for him, according to the driver. The next day, his body was found the same place that Michael Allison's body was found. So in Liberia, there are a lot of things that government can do that go with impunity, which is wrong. That is wrong. Few things, even during Opon administration, the 4 auditors, the 3 missing boys, government had to send police to Gas in Moses. And when those guys were killed, the next day was Joe Opon Weah's birthday. He was dancing buka, pretending that nothing has happened in the country. And he was first to make the statement for the people that was on Broad Street that they were girlfriend and boyfriend. And so I'm saying that what leader, can do in Liberia or in Africa is sad. When they empower, the fact that they are the commander-in-chief, they are untouchable. And so the same thing that they killed the 13 guys on the pool, that's a rampant corruption. That's the same thing that is still going on with all the revolution bloodshed that we share blood, killed innocent people on the beach, left their parents or children suffering. They're still doing it. And so if we establish corruption unit, they should be totally independent. They should not take advice from the president or any government official. They should be independent. So that's how you are saying the true thing. You are saying the true thing. So we should watch the government keenly. The government should be accountable to the taxpayer. Let them tell us what is going on. Let them tell this, your money is this direction, your money is in Lofa, we're doing this development. We want to know and exactly what type of project, what building, what the building is for. Exactly who will be the beneficiary of this building. It's important. I agree with you.
Yeah, so they need to do something. I mean, I admire the fact that they want to do things, and those things, we need them. Like the road, we need the road. Obviously, the country needs a road. And I visited Liberia a couple of times, and I could not even get to Maryland. I'm from Maryland originally. I could not get to Maryland because the road is bad, right? I could not get to Maryland because the road is bad. So Mr. Boyka is doing something about it. That's fine. We do it. But the old man, the reason why many of the people elected the old man was to set a very, very clear example, to be a big contracts from that of Joshua and his people. And that contracts, there's nothing to dilute it. It should have been very crystal clear. Mr. Boyka is supposed to stick on that one. But that's not the case. His surrogates will talk about Joshua built 43 condominiums. That's their defense when it comes to the FOIA project down there. So if Joshua did it yesterday and was wrong, do you have to do it? What is the difference? What did you come to make the change? You came as a change agent, so you're supposed to do things differently. Okay, do things differently. Okay, Mr. Parker just need to do it. I mean, be very simple of why he needs to.
You should be able to, have yourself setting a new benchmark.
That's it. That's it. But you are falling in line. And the thing that very disgusting is that his people will always give reference to what Joshua did it yesterday. So why did we remove Joshua? If Joshua did it yesterday and it was okay yesterday and now you are giving reference to it, then why did we remove Joshua? Or this bunch of people needed to come there and steal their own money. Is that what they're there for? We can't run a country. So to run a country, it needs very, very technical. It needs very strong-minded people that are willing to step on even your close friends and your relatives to go on. Okay? And that country, it has a very chronic culture of corruption. And if we don't stand tall, whoever the leader is does not stand tall, even their own relative, their own people, punish them, it will not get anywhere. We will not get anywhere. Other nations find out, they did something about it. And we are just running into the cycle. So when we see the whole thing, what is the, in a nutshell, what is the ideology of CDC versus the ideology of UP? If all of them doing the same thing, then basically they have no different ideology. They're the same group. Only that you own Lone Star and you own IE and I'm on Barrow. But at the end of the day, we all are footballers, right? Situation of that kind. So it's our country. It's not just it's everybody have a role and stake in it.
And what make you say so?
Because there's no difference. Joe Weah then was stealing yesterday. Boyka then coming, but Joe Weah paid for the 8 condominiums, and Joe Boyka is here building his own 4-year project. Isn't that the same thing? Joe Weah made trips all around the world, excessive trips here and there. Mr. Boyka making the same trips. Some trips don't even make sense that he's making. Some trips don't make sense. Okay, like he came here recently in the US. He came here to receive an award in California. There from I think they recognize him for the African something recognized. Is that something that a president got to find level, leave that place there, bring an entourage here, and have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars in hotel just to receive a placard of a award? What does that mean? You got a foreign minister. Miss Nyantia is capable. Beslow is capable. She could come here and fly and get it on behalf of the president. I'm here to get it. She gets one person, maybe 2 or 4 persons will accompany her, and that's it. That was cut down costs. It will cut down costs. So when we say these things, they think we hate them, but that is not so. If I would be the change agent, then let me be the change agent all the way. So that's the kind of situation we're talking about. So number 2. On the side of that, we're talking about corruption and all that things. But on the side of good governance and the politics, you see the politics in Liberia and the political wrangling and political people making speeches and here and there, talking here and there about the government, it's not a new phenomenon. At this point, I expected Mr. Boyka to get used to it. But on the contrary, they're trying to silence speeches of freedom of speech, and people express their opinion about how he governs and how things are going. They want to go after the person. That's bad. To the point now, they removed to the Yeke, then the other people they had to go after them. Now to the point that he even going outside of the country. What Senator say made that he will have to write a Nigerian prophet because he prophesied? Are you writing him to say what? You write him to say what? To start prophesying? Does the Nigerian government have any capacity to arrest that person simply because he prophesied? No. What was the outcome did they expect to get out of that letter going to Nigeria to that person?
So that's another discussion, though. We have
okay. Yeah, maybe I'm jumping. I'm sorry. Yeah,
that you hold on. I talked about.
Okay,
yeah, sure. We're gonna have that talked about.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, I don't want to jump the gun. Yeah.
So lastly, we'll leave you, Dr. Ben. On a scale, please don't jump the gun. So let's look at on the scale of rating Mr. President Boyka fighting corruption. Let's look at on the scale. What grade would you give them? And also,
honestly,
those great things that you think he's done so far.
So on a scale of, because this is a comparison, on a scale of Mr. Boyka, and that of Joshua, if that is the thing that we are trying to measure, obviously Boyka is doing well on fighting the corruption. I can't lie to you. At least he has the courage to go after some people, like people that Amin Moda. They had to literally make him to resign. And I think a couple of other persons that they make to resign. That's fine. But that is not all in all. That's fine because we didn't have such thing as that in Joshua government. Joshua was a guy that just let everybody to do their own thing. Once he getting his own cut, there was no problem. You can do your thing. But in the case of Boyka, yeah, he fighting it. And yeah, he's also a corrupt old man, but he's very subtle in his corruption. Okay, he's cunning in his little corruption. So that we're not saying it's okay, but if you have to put it on a scale with that of Mr. Weah, and I would say Boyka will give him maybe 80% or 85%, and Joshua probably 40, because or maybe even 0. I didn't see anywhere where he disciplined his people for corruption.
Oh, so thank you, Mr. Ben, for your Weah to really buttress what you say. Weah was just a ceremonial, leader, or I call that referrer, somebody who he could sell his clothes or some image on his clothes to sell for money.
Yeah.
But he was just like an oil floating over water. He did not know what they call government in Liberia. He was just there to sign. He was just there to get his own salary and they lose money. But did not know about foreign service, the IRA of his surrounding or neighbor country. He didn't know anything about government, the function, nothing. Even internal affairs, we didn't know anything. But yes, he knew about the money in Liberia. That's the only thing he was there for. So when we're making some comparison, we cannot even compare him with this administration. His administration cannot be. And so that's how I can see what happened in that past administration.
But let's try to look at a few things. You talk about he not knowing made out of the country. He went to the Arab, the Emirate.
Yeah.
He came back with a project. I mean, you see all of the facts around. He went here and came back with one or two. But we are not seeing that of President Boycott. So how can you measure that too?
Listen, brother, I think the people that you're talking about, they even gave food or rice to Liberia because it's our stable food. That rice, we are government re-bag that rice, and they said that propos from another bear from our country to Liberian propos design bear to sell it. We didn't let Liberian people. It's sad for us to even go to retrospect and discuss about WEA's government. It's sad. There are a lot of things that went on during his administration that he did not voice it out, that there was no, nobody to be arrested. Precept days, it's just go on. So don't forget about Joe Wea. He has a party in Liberia.
George Weah,
he was singing the song and dancing it.
So, Mr. Martin, anything before we move over to the prophecy?
Yeah. One thing I do understand is it's so easy. Government is complex, and we have so many numerous challenges in Liberia. 180 some, almost 78 years old country we're talking about today. And we haven't had even a footprint of anything that we can use as a blueprint for nation Liberia. What do I mean? Look at Monrovia. A normal day country, we're talking about normal day. The normal day for 100 and some more years. Can you compare Monrovia with any modern capital or any city? For the length of time that capital has existed. Normal days. We preach normal days. When Liberia was normal, when Liberia was days. I can say we have more paved road in Liberia from 1990 to today date, compared to from 1847 to 1990. My brother and friends here can serve me. They can serve me the truth. The amount of paved road in Monrovia compared to from 1847 to 1990. I mean to today's date, we got more paved road than ever. We got more modeling things than ever you think about. We're striving. We're getting there. Things is progressing slowly. Are we there yet? No. Are we making progress? Yeah, we are making some progress. I don't want to get into the nuances of Wea and Boakai, because we all know the history. But the race car, is it on the track? Yes. Do we have a lot of bumps on the way? We do have a lot of bumps on the way. But I think Liberia is moving in the right direction. What is lacking in Liberia is patriotism. Liberians themselves are not patriot to their own country. Every president account will shift blame on every president. Because why? The soldiers that are in those sector that's supposed to be doing their job, want the president to do their job. And that makes it hard for any leader in our country to succeed easily. Because if you got anti-corruption group that's supposed to fight corruption, those people are supposed to be vigorous working for the nation of Liberia and its citizenry. Are they doing it? No. No. And we got representatives, we got senators, we got people in the various political division who are supposed to be agents of their people. Are they working for their people? No. So the challenge that is in Liberia is not just the presidency, it's us Liberians ourselves that have to be patriotic to our nation, to our community, to ourselves, our family, our generation after us. And when these things are not done, we're going to happen. Look at the United States of America. With all the way Mr. Donald Trump has tried his best to become a king in this country, see the push he is getting from the citizenry of this country, across the country, across political boundaries. Do we have in Liberia? No. So that is the problem that we face with. These are the fundamental problems that we need to address. If we want to fight corruption, we have to be patriot to our country. We have to be loyal to our community. We got to hold our community. We got to be accountable. And once our accountability is not there, you're not going to have anything. Yes, the president will fight. He says this. He got a lieutenant that he appoints superintendent, he appoints this person, he appoints that person. And what happened? You got senators that were elected, representative from the various districts. Look at what they do every day. They come to work twice a week and see that function in government. It's sad that we're having this situation and Liberia is continuing to drain in the mud. But from my view, for most of the things, we gotta hold the president. The president is the head of the country, but he cannot work in all of the offices. And that's the thing that affects. So we got people that have to work. They are being paid, and we as Liberians have to be patriot and stand up to these people. If we don't stand up to them, we're not going to move forward. And I think Mr. Boga, has he done well all over? No, is he trying his best? I think he's doing some good things and he's working hard. He's doing some stuff because the fact that he has been in government for 40 years, and we also have to understand finances. The global society is scrambling for money right now. Everything Liberia want to do, we have to borrow money. Any major project that we done in Liberia, money has to be borrowed. And that's a great challenge to our society in our country. Because with all of the baggage that we have from the past government regime, all the money that was squandered from everybody else that come in power, it makes it difficult for loaners to loan you money. Like you have to get bad credit. What bank do you go to get credit? You say, man, your credit is bad. They might just be pushing you around. It takes time to do a lot of stuff. But again, I agree with all of you not disagreeing, but there are a lot of challenges that we are Liberians have to also accept. That it's just not the president alone that have to do this. It's a fight for every meaningful Liberian who are serving in public service, in the private sectors. But Liberian, we are very dishonest when it comes to government, when it comes to anything that got to do with money. Very dishonest in our society. Very, 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 very dishonest. My visit to Liberia has seen a lot. You talk to somebody, it's all about him. What they can get right now to go on with. Whether they got a piece of job to do, they got to get paid for. That's not our job they're there for. It's sad. It's sad. My brothers on the show. Let's keep pushing, but we have to hold those people that represent us accountable and hold the president accountable as well. Because if we don't hold the people accountable, be caught behind them,
Mr.
we're not going to
Martin,
move
thanks
forward.
a lot. But let's commercial break. And so let's take a commercial break.
Yeah, thank you.
We get back. We we continue on and get started with the prophecy made by a
In our
Nigerian,
community, we help each other.
prophet in Nigeria.
But when it comes
about
to
President
prescription,
Joseph
Attention all
Nyeama
organizations, NGOs, and social clubs in and out of Liberia. Are you tired of relying solely on social media to run your operations? An effective web platform is your most important marketing tool, and that's where Tiamat.com comes in. Hello, my Liberian people. My name is Sophia, and I want you to consider this. 53% of consumers do online research about an organization before talking to someone from that institution. That means not having a website could be costing you opportunities. Step up your game and establish a professional online presence. Introducing our web platform designed specifically for 501c organizations, small businesses, and political organizations, social clubs, etc. At Tiamat.com, we understand how important it is to make a great digital first impression, which is why we offer you all the help needed to develop, maintain, and host NGOs and small and big organization websites by giving you a full suite of services that includes automatic billing for members, membership and visitor portals, first-class design and functionality, and much more. The best part is, it only costs $20 per month. Upgrade your image today with our customized web design services. Visit www.tiamat.com to get started. This is a Liberian-owned business.
did you know?
Hi, my name is Martha Tomle, owner of Matisia Natural Hair Salon, located on 4405 Chestnut Street. We are specializing.
In our community, we help. Did you know 1 in 4 patients who take opioids long-term become addicted? Opioids are strong pain medications like oxycodone, hydrocodone, or morphine. They can help with pain, but they can also lead to addiction and overdose. Take the medication only the way your doctor tells you to take it. And never share them with your family, friends, or neighbors. Know the risks. Stay safe. This message is brought to you by the Multicultural Community Family Services in partnership with LRTM.
Okay, then, welcome back. If you just joined us, you are watching the Liberian Radio and Television Network and with the program The House Zone. And on today's edition, we have three of our panelists, and we have talked a lot. We have Dr. Ben Sika, we also have Mr. Martin Bodai, and Mr. Alain Gilway. Firstly, we got started with a young Liberian who took his life over alleged love saga. And later, we discussed President Boyka's statement at the launch of the Nimbo, where he described himself as a race car who's on track. And now we're moving over to a prophecy that was made by a Nigerian pastor in Nigeria, describing President Boyka as not moving forward, instead, will not succeed in its sovereign Liberia. But let's hear this excerpt and then we listen to some discussions from our panelists and have 1 or 2 questions asked. And you can also make use of the comment section if you're watching via Facebook, YouTube, or via our Instagram channel. So let's run over this one quickly and listen to this excerpt right here from the Nigerian pastor himself. And once more, if you just joining us, we say a pleasant welcome to you. My name is Victor Dikuti, proxying in here for Derek Yala. Let's listen to it now.
Did you report me to me? Go and do your worst. Don't write to Nigerian government. Go and write to Donald Trump. We are going to settle it at Donald Trump court, not in Nigerian government. Shame to you. Your country, there's problem there. It's just a warnings. It's because you have even things about Liberia. Liberia will not be prosper under you, Bonka. Cannot be prosper under you. You are not enjoying it. The government, there's problem, there's achieve. This is what we tell Nigerian government. Ask. We told them now, for 2020, that his government is satanic. Did he report me to anybody? Bunker, your government is satanic. Heaven have condemned your government. Your second time is a failure. You won't win your second time. Mark my word, the prophet is talking. You don't need to talk. Go and use your juju to fight. You yourself, you sit down. Let this word humble you. Let the word humble you. You now write letter. You are wasting your ink to write to Nigerian government because of.
So that was the actual second video that was done after he made the first statement and was rating by the Liberian government over to him. I think you just listen to it so far. So this is the second video. We're trying our best to move over to the first video, but as we strive to get in the first one, if there's any comment, you're welcome.
So Victor, let me say this to the prophet statement. I totally disagree with the Bwaka government 100%. They had no business in commenting on anything the man said. Not even a cop supposed to be in our room to say anything. Least of it, writing a letter to the federal government of Nigeria. That was a zero on the part of the Bwaka government. A zero, a big failure and a disgrace. Okay? There's no need for this. There's no need for Bwaka to respond or the government, the foreign ministry to ever think of responding to somebody's prophecy. That was so beneath the government of people like Lebron, and Bwaka need to apologize to the Lebron people for such a huge mistake made by them. There was no cost for you to even write a letter because somebody make a prophecy that Bwaka have felt that bro will do this. You just amplify this man's thought. And his prophecy, you just acknowledge it. That he's saying something. So it's sad and it's shameful. If you look at the communication from the Nigerian president, that was exactly what he was telling the Lebron government. And we shouldn't be on this path. For the level of experience that Bwaka has in government, there is nothing that he should be running behind when somebody sitting in a church preaching, even in Labrador, whatever somebody preaching or say, should not be of meaning, should not say be anything to him to right behind. It's a shame. This is a failure on the part of the Bwaka government to communicate to the Nigerian government about somebody's prophecy. Should not happen, never should happen, ever, anywhere. Then about to discuss. This is
according now before you come with politics, because others are saying that the prophet is associated with former president of the Republic of Liberia, George Manuia.
It doesn't matter for me. They may prophesy George we are going to win election. Did George we win the elections? How many people they may have not prophesied that they were going to win election and they never won elections?
Nope.
How many prophecies they may have made that come true that if you look at it tracks? So where are you? You're going to be running behind everybody that made prophecy or say something? That's not the government want to run. This is a free speech society that we live in. The world is a free place. Social media is a free place. You don't control social media. Somebody sit in a basement and make a statement, you're going to send a letter to the government to go say, hey, they may complain. Is that what you want to be wasting the resources over? Because the money you spend to send a officer to go talk to the Nigerian Foreign Ministry sending communication. That letter, who are tapping that letter, whatever that letter should have been done, that person should have been doing something else. Pursuing another work to do instead of getting letter for prophet, whoever the prophet is. Care less of what he says about what's going to happen in abroad. Is he God? That prophecy, that's something he saw. Is it going to come to fruition? We don't know. So I'm sorry, man. This is below discussion for government to sit and go behind a prophet because they said somebody was not going to win election or Boakai is LeBron going to fail, LeBron going to sing. So what are you going to do? You're going to carry the quote so that LeBron will not sing? Come on, man. This is we should think about something as LeBron president or LeBron government to be talking about.
Exactly. Let me just
I mean, that's one of the toughest questions yet answered. Yeah. So let's listen to.
Brother, you are right. Nobody has control over the social media, even down to United States. There's a free speech. Moreover, this guy, he claimed or he is a prophet. He said he's a pastor in the church. When people go and take the stand, according to them, what God tells them, that's what they say. If he says so, Liberian government, the cabinet ministers in Liberia, moreover the foreign minister, they should serve as an advisor to the president. Even if the president told them to write, they would advise the president that this does not make sense, Mr. President. There's a social media. We have a free, speech. That one of them, you can't say, well, you'll go after this guy taking the affair of Liberia into his church. No, there's a global war. We are intertwined. What affects Nigeria is going to affect Liberia. What affects Liberia will affect Nigeria. Right now we have the bandits are in the forest killing people. For me, I'm Liberian. I am afraid that those guys may one day pass Nigeria and enter to Liberia. And so, Boakai government, the cabinet minister is supposed to act great enough to stop Mr. Boakai because he should serve as an advisor to the president. Moreover, the foreign minister. He should understand the dialogue between nations or your neighboring country to pursue the government as a foreign minister through your embassy to talk to Nigerian president to intervene because of the pastor. Look at the pastor belittled our president. That I want to call him, setting him, but I just don't want to listen to him. That was so sad. It's an insult. So, Mr. Boakai, before you take any step, next time, consult your advisor. If some of them guide you that, look, Lord, talk to the president. It's the better channel. No, it was the wrong channel. So we don't think it's necessary. This is social media. People have free speech, free thought, and say anything they want to say. Thank you.
The Boakai government is.
So will you agree with Yeka Koluba that this government doesn't support freedom of speech?
Well,
No. That's a two different scenario.
Yeah, I speak on the topic. I cannot speak for Yeka Koluba.
Victor.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, let's not dive into that one. Basically,
but Victor, Yeka Koluba is the situation with Yeka. Yeka was a sitting.
So okay.
So this is not a prophecy. Yeka was not making a prophecy.
we don't want to go the Yeke route.
Yeah.
But a sitting senator or sitting legislature can still be
Yeah,
can still,
we're not
can
going
still
there.
express
So
they can still express their opinion. The reason why Yeke's situation is we don't want to talk about it, but it also go against the tenets of the democratic process we exercise in Liberia. We have a sitting legislature here, a sitting a congresswoman here or congress people here that say stuff against Boyka here, and then Boyka but Trump here.
Trump, yeah.
They said they combat with him. Okay, we have from here that if he says stuff against the America, the country itself. Does that worry any expulsion? So we don't want to go the Yeke route. But the reason why the Yeke thing is coming on is the same thing about the government is intolerant to opposition to people's opinions. Mr. Boyka is not a god. He's a human being.
if it has to do with freedom of speech,
Okay, he been around democracy, he been around our government for a long time. You should understand how many times people went down there. He was with Ellen. People cost Ellen here and there. Unless it violated certain thing, then they go, maybe they jail the president. But we don't want that kind of stuff. We don't want that kind of stuff. They went as far as one. Prophet Key also in jail today. I don't condone his nonsense he was doing, cursing people there, but it's the same thing that they don't want anybody to say anything against them. Why do you have a democratic process or society if these tenets of democracy will be totally despised? Why do we have it? Okay, so it has been going on there. Now they because they are very intolerant. They don't want anybody to say anything. Now they are going abroad. They're going outside of the country to attack an ordinary clergyman in his country. I don't care whether he has an affiliation with Joshua or not. That's not my point. But what he said there, he said it, and he said it because he said he's a prophet and he heard the prophecy from God. Any serious government will know that. Any good principle-minded government will know that. They will not even pay attention to that. So I see people that Mr. Sanu Johnson attacking people when they say something about it. Government comes, government go. So that Mr. Boyka leave with dignity. Let his surrogates and all these people around him, let them leave with dignity and be more responsible. These same people were in the opposition yesterday and they criticized everything that George Weah did. I'm not George Weah fan, but if that was part of the democratic process, why do you think you come to power today and automatically everything should stop? Nobody should talk to you. Everybody should sing your hallelujah and sing praises to you. That's not going to happen. So the letter they send down there, they belittle themselves. They make our country shame. I heard the pastor talking. Nigerian government not going to arrest them? Arrest the guy? What do they expect? What outcome do they really want? I mean, what do they want to achieve? I saw that even the ambassador in Abuja down the facilitated the process of writing this letter. How stupid our people are. So I think the government got meaningful things they should have. They should.
Okay, let's now welcome Derek.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Clevo.
Okay, let's now welcome Derek.
Can you guys hear me?
Yala Hazem.
Yes,
Thank
sir. Welcome back, brother.
Thank you, Mr. Giwe. Dr. Ben Sika, Mr. Martin Boda. Again, to those of you watching us, I apologize for coming in late. I had to attend to some of the stuff I had to attend to. But anyways, I've been listening to the show and listening to you guys' position on things. I'll be honest with Mr. Gateway and Mr. Boda, the beginning part of this conversation, your position on a young Liberian man committing suicide. And I just find it disappointing that I did not hear any mental health awareness from Mr. Boda and Mr. Gateway. But then we understand that's not something you prioritize because of the president that you support since his presidency has not one time mentioned the phrase mental health. So he does not care about people's mental health in Liberia, let alone the youth. We can also see his inaction about issues affecting youth. So I'm disappointed that I didn't hear you guys' position on that, or at least call for more mental health awareness in the wake of the late Jusu suicide. But then in this conversation about the pastor, I'm coming back to Dr. Bensika, Mr. Boda, Mr. Gateway, and it's interesting, very, very, very interesting. In just recent history, right? Election campaign history, President Bouaka, in one of his campaign rally, made a speech where he said if the election don't go his way, then I'm not putting in for burden, there will be bloodshed. That's the president today worried about somebody prophesying. That's the president we got that's worried about someone just prophesying. Like, do we really need a pastor to prophesy about President Bouaka or how his leadership is going to go?
It's confusion.
Well, Derek, are you opposing to what we said? Or
I'm laying a premise here, and I will come to you guys. I'm not opposing.
Your premise, like you attacking on, but we said.
Hey, I call your name for your initial position, Mr. Boda.
But Derek, it looked like
I didn't mention
the issue here is if you just protect me, I will give you guys the opportunity, or people here hosting the show today. But I'm just doing a summary of what I've been listening to. You don't have to see me and then change your position on the issues.
Change position. Oh yeah,
never.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President Bouaka is worried again about a prophecy. The Liberian people are facing their reality is abject poverty. The people here that were living alone yesterday, today wearing designer shoes, but you worry about prophecy. Mr. Boda, what about you speak to the real issue? Incompetence, in the lack of the lack of nationalism in President Bouaka and his people is what causing all of this problem today. You want to talk about freedom of speech? And Mr. Klibo was trying to reference it. I see how you just brushed it up as though this doesn't play into the Yeke Koloba thing. President Bouaka, if you're opposing, you shouldn't talk. I guarantee you, if that pastor would have prophesied about him being successful, him being glamorous in his administration, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have been a problem today. But Mr. Boda cannot.
What happened?
Go ahead, Derek. I think you keep passing the attack, but go ahead, finish your attack. I will address you. That's why you mute that, brother.
Savior, give me a bottle of water, please.
Derek, we can hear you. You are muted.
Yeah, he's muted. So, the thing made me stop.
Derek, could you kindly check because we're not.
The man attacking the wrong people. That's why he can't mute.
I think he muted himself.
He's so excited to come and attack that he muted himself.
The man attacking the wrong people. No, the man just lay emphasis because.
What emphasis? The man attack.
You are laying the premise. But let's be honest.
Boy got favor, right?
Yeah, I know Bouaka guys around, but the old man.
If that prophecy was in President Bouaka's favor, they were definitely going to praise him and him that well, he's good, he's great. But I think we have Derek back.
I'm saying generally the prophecy, the government should not have response whether it was good or bad prophecy. That's what I'm saying. That's my position. I'm not pushing him because of the purpose. I'm saying the government got no business going after a pastor, whether he purpose are good or bad. Pure.
There's another prophet in Cameroon that prophesied about Liberia, the calamity coming on Liberia. The people in the mining area, there will be mudslide and people will die. And I think yesterday or this morning he did that. I listened to that, but I was wondering when the Boyka group go after that guy as well. So they're getting confused. I think they're playing into what that prophet said, that Mr. Boyka is confused. His government is confused. That's just why it is. Because no any other sound government, let's put it that way, will go beyond their boundaries, beyond their country. Something that is not even a life-threatening. This is not a war. If they got Guineans sitting down right there in Lufa down there that taking their territory, and they're not able to say.
So would you agree with Derek that it's because of incompetency these things are happening?
I mean, I don't want to use the word incompetence. I want to use the word confusion. They are confused. They are confused. That's what the prophet said, and they are the prophet.
The Adla Camara Act is affected in the Republic of Liberia currently.
So again, what was the question, Victor? Jerry, you back or are you still muted?
I'm back. I don't know. Maybe it was that pastor prophecy that when you know that sixth President Boyka prophet.
The prophet on your mic.
Welcome my audio. But here's the thing. I don't know.
Glad to have you back.
Thank you. I don't know what's the interest here that the Bensika cannot call this or this thing for incompetence instead of confusion. I don't know
that's your word. That's not a word. That's your word.
That's all. I understand, but if it's like you're choosing not to say incompetence, we don't know what the reason might be. But this is a prime example of what incompetence is. You go to a neighboring country, attacking them because they exercise their freedom to speak. That the Bensika can call
not a country though.
It's
individual in the country. Don't say a country.
Go ahead.
Don't.
I mean, there is a choice of word. That's all. But it all boils down to the way the government is so confused about doing things.
You mean incompetence that the Bensika?
President
Boyka is not confused about anything. That man see a health.
That's your choice of word. That's not Mr. Sika. That's not my word. I'm not saying incompetent. I'm saying they was not appropriate to do so.
So incompetent.
It was inappropriate. No.
Pretty much they don't. Okay, letting like brother.
I'm not using incompetent. That's your word.
Did I know what they're doing? Did I know what they're doing?
I'm not using the word incompetent. That's your word, Derek.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying that there was no place for that. Period. There's no place after going after somebody prophecy wherever they are, or even in Liberia. Wherever in Liberia, a pastor prophesied today that Liberia going to turn into mud, the fire coming tomorrow morning, the whole country going to burn. That prophecy. Boyka got a lot of work to do. The people in the circle of the government got work to do. Instead of wasting resources to write a letter to a Nigerian counterpart about some other prophecy, and the response from the Nigerian government was very, 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 very much clear to them that look, this is not something that we want to talk about. And they clear up there from the first two paragraphs of that statement, and that was shameful for them to brown government to have been made shame in that manner in the region. That was disgraceful. It's what disgraceful for all to have gone that route. If Mr. Boyka is in the know of this, or if he's not in the know, people who did it should be fired. There's no reason for people to be sitting around here and making such an ABC mistake. The foreign ministry got a lot of work to do. The embassy got other business to attend, not to go writing letter to a pastor prophecy. It's just wrong, completely all the check at all. There's no reason for you going after somebody say that because somebody say, oh, Boyka will die tomorrow morning, so you go after them tomorrow. Come on, man. Please.
We get that part. Why do you think you're doing that though? Why do you think you're acting the way they're acting?
I can't say why, but
they want to silence people. They They want to silence critical voices. I mean, that's not.
You can't silence the word.
So what you're saying is that you just very good at identifying problem. You don't honestly, you can't identify the reason why they're doing that.
What part?
You
They
said
cannot silence anybody in the word.
so Mr. Buddha, let's set this straight, right? You
Yeah,
said
set it
that
straight.
you think it's inappropriate, the actions were inappropriate.
Correct.
I'm asking you now, why do you think they acted in an inappropriate manner?
They acted inappropriate. That's what I'm saying to you. Why they acted?
We understand this, Mr. Buddha. We understand you. You've heard this said.
I don't know that
I'm
reasoning,
asking
but
you,
it was
I'm
just inappropriate to
asking
do
you
so.
why.
What our reasoning is? What
So
the other reason is?
so you don't know their reason.
I don't know why they went after him.
Is it
because
possible? Is it
it didn't make
possible?
sense to go after him.
Is it
It didn't make sense for
possible?
me to know that reason. Huh? Yeah, go ahead.
You can just call somebody action inappropriate and can't even come up with a reason for why you think it's inappropriate and we should accept that.
It's obvious it was inappropriate. You saw it. Why you ready somebody because to make a statement?
We have established that we all on this panel agree was inappropriate. But the question here
Yeah, so what else you want me to say?
why was
What
it
is your belief?
inappropriate? Why do you think it was inappropriate? Why do you think they acted in such a way?
For our own insecurity, or whatever it is, or
But
what he's saying makes sense to them? I don't
You
know.
here's the thing.
But I'm saying to you, I cannot speak in your mind.
They're
You
insecure.
can speak in my mind.
I will move on.
Whether they
from
were
you, Mr.
insecure,
Buddha.
I don't see the reason to be insecure for any reason for them to be
I
insecure.
will move on.
Because the
from-
prophecy is not something that will come to pass, or will come to pass.
Mr.
So
Buddha,
except the
we
telling
know-
what?
we know-
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
Except that Boga believed that what the man said, he confused. That's why I don't know. He proved that the man's statement was right.
Yeah, but that's what I said. That they proved that.
So
they are
I mean, that's the
confused.
only thing I see in the days, because the man said they're confused, the country is confused, the people are confused, and he
They
just
have
proved the
validated the
statement.
man. They have validated the
Yeah,
man.
that's what they did.
So that's what they did.
It's-
There's no any other group of people with very logical thinking will write a letter to that prophet and also to the Nigerian government. What do you want them to do? The guy has never committed any crime in Nigeria. They had no reason to arrest him. What would be in charge even if they arrested him and take him to court? Oh, you prophesied that Boyka, something will happen to Boyka, so that's why we'll bring you to court. Does that make any sense? So
It makes sense to me.
so
It made
the
no sense.
government- the
I don't know
government
why-
knows-
Mr. Buddha, Mr. Gil, and Mr.
I
Sigan.
condemn the government to the strongest possible
Let-
thing
let-
against action. I
because-
said that. So what else you want me to say? It was
Yeah,
wrong,
but
and it
I
makes
think,
no sense to do so.
Everybody watching can tell that you and Dr. Bensiga and Dr. Sika has already identified the problem, but can tell us why these people may have acted that way. So let's hope that
I just told you. I don't want to use. I
Don't
just
just
told you
want people to
that
say
You want to use your word incompetent? Is that your word you want me to use? Before
I don't
you
want.
say
Hey,
it?
I'm not going to tell
I
you. what
cannot
to
use
say.
your word. Your diction is not my diction.
That's not my word. That's not my word. That's not my word. I'm giving you the opportunity. I'm giving you the opportunity, Mr. Buddha.
But Derek,
in that political party interest, because that's why you can call these people incompetent. And Mr.
No,
Buddha.
I can't use your diction. Your diction is not my diction.
I'm not asking you to. There's a lot of synonyms for the word incompetent.
I said
you can use
it was
You
inappropriate.
don't necessarily have to use man with diction. The incompetence. You don't
Okay, so
necessarily have to use
incompetent,
that.
it was inappropriate, I said. That's my word.
Let's hear from you. Then we'll take Mr. Gilroy.
yeah, I would say they validated the prophet. They validated his words, his statement that they are confused. They are very confused set of people. They are in a confusion and they're illogical thinking. They think that everybody should fall in line with them, and that's not going to happen. So they need to go. Mr. Boyka need to go and find that person that wrote a letter. That even wrote a letter. If he is a serious leader, maybe he can suspend that person or replace them, because it makes him look simple.
If
It makes Boyka look stupid. Okay, I know he.
I saw the person that wrote that letter. That letter should be the person who wrote that letter. Whoever sanctioned that letter.
Yeah, he himself didn't write a letter. If you check carefully,
is aware of that letter, President. They don't have a President Boyka is not aware of the letter.
I mean, it's difficult to say now.
He knew about the letter when you got sent out. When I go fire nobody over there. If anybody should be fired, it's President Parker should resign or terminate his own position.
Okay.
So let's hear from Mr. Giwe.
Well, I initially condemned the overreactions of Liberian government or Mr. Bwaka administration to, in fact, for somebody to deputize the foreign minister, like the ambassador in Nigeria, to write the Nigerian government also to send that letter to the prophet. The global world, we have freedom of speech. Equally so, Liberia believe in the democracy. So I strongly believe whoever wrote that, maybe Bwaka did not write it, but somebody have done this on behalf of the Liberian government or for Mr. Bwaka. And moreover, what I believe is that Bwaka has legal advice or advisor, excuse me, that's supposed to stop. So I don't just, believe that Bwaka did it, but his legal advisor or legal advisor at the foreign ministry supposed to advise the Liberian government that this letter should not go in. Or that would be the failure of the foreign minister, because that letter, first of all, she had read it or she had told somebody to write it on behalf of the government. Bwaka didn't read that letter. I want to believe that. Again, the overreacted. It was not appropriate.
Thank you very much. Let's recognize the presence of Bishop Hagar. Once again, very late for the show, but again, that's very unity party of him. But anyways, Bishop Hagar, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you.
Is
Thank you very much.
Amos Hagar from Abidjan?
Yes.
Yes. How are you?
How you doing? I actually saw and heard
a long time
narrative here that needed to be corrected.
We're just asking for introduction for now, Bishop Hagar, if you don't mind.
Well, I already introduced.
I will give you the opportunity.
Well, thank you.
Go ahead, Bishop Hagar.
I know different people have things to interpret different way. This prophet, he is a very close friend to former President George Weah. There are evidence to show that George Weah and this prophet they are in regular contact. In fact, the guy actually dedicated some of his property in the name of George Weah. So when he spoke, he did not speak as an ordinary Nigerian expressing his political view on Liberia. Nobody cares. But because of his proximity to former President George Weah, this guy was in Liberia in the 2023 election. He went there with over 20 pastors from different parts of Africa. They made all kinds of pronouncement in Liberia. So at this stage of our national development, someone who is close to our former president coming out to make something, quote unquote, prophetic declaration that our president is confused. There will be difficulties, and in fact, something that actually borderline on our national security. So it was just appropriate for our John Badu, that I know to be a very sound man, former senator of Maryland County, one of the smartest young men in Liberia. He is now the ambassador of Liberia in Nigeria. For him to, I believe he analyzed it that this thing merits that Liberia sent a formal complaint that someone who is close to our former president in business in so many ways, now getting involved under the name of God to talking about politics. That is not, it has nothing to do with somebody expressing their ordinary political view or a prophecy. This is direct engagement in our politics. And listen, all over the world, people have been paid millions of dollars to gather intelligence. I don't believe any civilized country will sit and they have information about a certain president and people involving themselves directly in the situation in the country and say the government must not write a formal letter. A formal letter is the first thing the government needed to do to our ambassador and tell us we will not allow people meddling into our politics, especially if you do not have anything to do. Please stay away from what is happening in Liberia. So I really don't think it's actually what we call incompetence, as you say. No.
Thank you very much.
Let me come in. Let me ask Bishop question. I have a question for the Bishop.
Dr. Sika, before I recognize you, I don't know, we don't have footage from Mr. Sheriff. When we do, we'll recognize his presence. I think he went on mute. So let's recognize the presence of Mr. Sheriff, and then we will just briefly introduce yourself, and then we'll hear from Dr. Ben Sika.
Yes, thank you, my brother Derek, and let me say thanks to the panelists.
Where's the guy? We can't see him.
I want to first of all start by
the man of Ninja, but I'm on the show with Ninja. So if you can't show his face, I will leave the show. You see, this man can't show his face. Let him show his face.
We can see the guy. Yeah, we didn't see him.
No, I can't be on the show.
Are you working on getting your footage on the video?
Yeah, so
man.
Let me
give him a time to introduce.
So let me first of all extend my thanks and appreciation to you and the entire team, and to extend an apology. The reason why I am not live is because, of the location, and sometimes when we are on the clock, some of these things are prohibited. But yet, it will not stop us from contributing towards national discussion. And that's the reason why we are here. So I hope the panelists, understand that in defense of our nation, in defense of our democracy,
you actually stealing the people's time. That's not a good work.
It may not be too necessary. But having said that, we are here. My name is Prince N. Sharif. We run a platform under the Palava Hut, and we are also a privileged panelist of this, unique broadcast. And we are happy to be here to contribute our own quota. So thank you. We are here.
Thank you, Mr. Sheriff. We'll come right back to you. But let's hear from Dr. Ben Sika.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. So my question goes to Bishop Hager. I know him very well. Probably begin there. But the question, he says something. You said something, Bishop, about the Georgia proximity to that particular bishop or pastor that prophesied. Are you telling me that God will not speak to this man because of his proximity to Georgia?
That's a very good question. It's because of the closeness to Georgia, his prophecy is discredited because it's being influenced by a relationship.
So God does not speak to him because he has proximity to Georgia.
He was speaking of the political relationship. It's not prophecy. It's not prophecy. The man got married with Georgia. What kind of prophecy?
You're going to discredit. You are a man of God. You are a man of God. You are a man of God.
I disagree with you.
No. It's no prophecy. It's no prophecy. That man is making a political statement. What kind of prophet is that?
No, Bishop, I disagree with you 100%.
No, it's not prophecy.
Our government went wrong.
No. It's no prophecy, my friend. It's no prophecy. That thing that man was just trying, he was just collecting some money from Georgia. He was just trying to make Georgia happy.
Do I still have
the man gave prophecy to the Georgia still lost the election. What kind of prophecy is that?
We cannot dance what Georgia and the cannot dance in that place.
You, Bishop, you know how God works. You know the promise.
Guys, let me finish. I have a question to ask, right?
Derek, let me finish.
I will give you 30 seconds. We have to recognize Mr. Sherry to chime in on this discussion.
Oh, Mr. Sherry.
Go ahead,
Bishop Hager, you know exactly how God works. God works. God, you know it. I mean, I'm not going to explain it. You should know it.
Okay.
But God speaks to people, and you know that God speaks to people.
Now, let me ask you that. The Bible says from the mother too, that statement can be confirmed. You must test every prophecy. You got to test it.
So that's
Yes.
that's what should be your
You know
job.
what,
as a bishop.
let's do some testing. Some Bishop Hagar want to mention testing.
Yeah.
Earlier today,
You are the bishop. You need to
earlier today, Bishop Hagar posted on Facebook, and I'll read an excerpt from his post.
Yeah.
He said, "One must ask: are we to believe that God will bypass all of Liberian pastors, prophets, apostles, and intercessors and choose a foreign voice alone to determine the destiny of our nation?" I don't know where Bishop Hagar was going with that, but I would like for you to take a minute and answer that question for us.
So before he comes in, there's another prophet.
We hear from Mr. Sheriff.
There's another prophet that prophesied this morning.
Let me be, I will answer that question. We are solid Christian nation. We have men and women of God.
That's not even true.
God can speak to anybody, but I am saying God is not a God of chaos or disorder.
But
no.
it's a cure there.
No. Hold on.
You're contradicting yourself by making that statement.
No, I'm not contradicting myself.
I can speak.
I am not contradicting myself. Let me tell you something.
I can speak to anybody, but because
you can't school me in prophecy. You can't school me. Listen, you can't school me. Hold on. I've got to answer the question. You can't school me.
Give me a chance. Let me talk.
A prophet is to build. A prophet is to encourage. If I receive a prophetic word for Liberia as a sound man of God, I will get in contact with the council of churches. I will get in contact with the spiritual leaders in Liberia and tell them this is what God said to me. Let's pray for your nation. You don't come on television to come up with some charade to get what you want to get out of that.
So
it is a political. That man is not bishop.
So you want me to direct his prophecy?
I'm saying to you,
that's what the man
prophet is not to sow chaos.
Bishop Hagar, that's what the man wanted. The man wanted what he wanted. He got it. You acknowledge what he said. That's why government did. Government acknowledged his statement. They validated
that prophecy. The man said he prophesied. I can calculate all the prophecy the man had given, and they are all false. He prophesied to the Nigerian football team. We are going to pay no credence to that man. He's no prophet. He's no prophet. Leave me alone.
I mean,
we did.
So why are you worried over someone who you claim to be false and you writing letters and all?
What do you worry about? If you already know that he's nothing,
why the insecurity?
We're not going to pay attention to that man.
It's not real.
Listen, prophecy don't vote. Let's wait for 2029. Prophecy don't vote. Let's come and vote in 2029. See what job we are winning.
We validated this man. We validated the man thoughts. He said the government of Liberia have validated the man. Every statement he made.
What validated? What validated?
The prophet said.
If you know how many pastors in Nigeria making prophecy against him right now.
Bishop
forget about that.
I don't care what making prophecy.
Mr. Boda, let me take all the show for a second. Bishop Hagar,
thank you. Go ahead.
If you will protect him, it's amazing the amount of time you contradict yourself. I have to say this to you. First of all, this man, we're not gonna pay him no man, but your government has already sent a communication to him. That's number one.
A diplomatic letter. That's all.
You said, let Bishop Hagar protect it, please. God chooses who to speak to. You said that on the show and in your Facebook post, but then you add to it that God must tell the man to reach out to the council of churches. Is there like a procedure for how the man can give him prophecy? Is that what you're telling us? If God chooses who he can, Bishop Hagar, I want you to
give out this prophecy.
If God can choose,
let me tell you.
Bishop Hagar, I want you to. I protected you. I need you to protect me as well. I have a question for you, and you will allow me to get to that question. Thank you. If God can choose whom He prophesies to, don't you think He will also tell him within this prophecy how to give that prophecy? But no, you're not accepting the prophecy only because the man was in close proximity to former President George Barnett Weah. So now the criteria for prophecy here is don't be in close proximity to the former president or the opposition leader. Is that what you're saying? I want you to hold on to that question and let's hear from Mr. Sheriff because he's been listening for a while. Mr. Sheriff, you're recognized.
Thank you, my brother Derek. And let me say again to the panelists, our intention here is to sharpen the contradiction. It is in no way a confrontation to anybody on here because I know all of us have a very deep and mutual respect for each other, and let the word go across that our disagreement does not mean that we have differences with individual. No, it's just that we got to provide the information, but we have high level regard for every panelist on this platform. And having said that, when people make a statement, there are few things you want to ask, there are few things you want to investigate. Some of the sincere question you want to ask is that the source of the statement, where is that statement coming from? When you try to look at the source of the statement, look at how authentic that particular source is. Whether that source has been biased, whether that source has been influenced, or etc., etc. All of us on this platform, we are aware that this man has also prophesied in the past relative to the losing of election, the 2023 election with the CDC government. He made it very clear and he prophesied and said that there were some things that the government at the time of His Excellency President Dr. George Barnett Weah needed to do. And if those things were not set in motion, set in place, the CDC can kiss the presidency a goodbye. Did it come to pass? Well, it's up to some panelists to be able to, answer that question. So we look at the source. How authentic is that source? When there were people who ran with that information under the Unity Party government, are they telling us that he was being paid at the time by Joseph Numa Boyka? It's up to people to answer. These are just rhetorical, questions. And you also want to look at the substance of the message. After looking at the source, you look at the substance of the message and ask yourself, is this message a message of truth? Is it influenced by hate, or is it the reality? It is a fact that when the man of God talked about confusion, it is only in this government that I see two different individuals was given one government position and they went to the House for confirmation hearing, to the extent where the lawmakers have to say, but what are we seeing here? A Tuayoka to be nominated or to be confirmed only one position. Is that not confusion? Let's look at another confusion again. If a government comes out to tell us that they are fighting against corruption, but the president made a statement in FOIA by saying to his official, you can be corrupt, I beg you, you can be corrupt. But the only thing is that when you finish doing the corruption, take the corruption money and use it, at least some of the corruption money on the people. Is this not a state of confusion? Here is another confusion. When the government come up to tell us that they are fighting corruption, but here is it, that a Mo Ali will use almost 300,000 to build a pump in Bapolu that only lasted for 1 week. And unfortunately, this Mo Ali is not prosecuted. Is this not confusion? If the executive will come up to tell
you gotta
us
give
that
him man time because
they've created.
you gotta give him time. You gotta give him
I got control of the show. Wrap up in 20 seconds, Mr. Sheriff.
I need to be protected. Thank you.
Go ahead.
So, if this government will come out to tell us, the Liberian people, that they have created 70,000 jobs, 70, with another 30 behind it, that they have created 70,000 jobs. But then the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs will come up to tell us that the government has challenges in creating jobs, in job creation, because people are spreading, information that is discouraging investors. Is this not a contradiction? I think the man of God spoke rightly, and we must even hail the man of God. If today we are seeing that members, if today we are seeing that members of the rescue mission are becoming very agitated and angry. It is unfortunate. I think they should have used this particular opportunity to put
Thank
themselves
you.
in check. But if you
Thank
see
you.
them fighting, is because what he said, these are factual things. To see a government now crumbling honor a man of God, Mike, and you are writing international community, writing Nigeria, it proves that indeed you are guilty. And that's the reason why this government has no chance. And that's the
Thank you.
reason
Thank
why
you.
you see this government is behaving like a caught-hate
Thank
chicken.
you. Thank you, Mr. Sheriff. Thank you very much, Mr. Sheriff. Now,
So we need to show face. Let's see him.
yeah, Sheriff is still working on his video. But Mr. Gilbert, if you want to chime in, I know Bishop Higa got a rebuttal. I don't know about Dr. Ben Sika, and then I will turn it over to my co-partner, my co-host, Mr. Kleber as well. But let's hear from you, Mr. Gilbert.
Well, I think we have talked about this one thing over and over.
I do have a
strongly,
video to I just, if you don't have a rebuttal
Yeah.
to Mr. Sheriff,
I strongly advise that the government of Liberia should not go after a prophet who prophesied. It's a statement. It cannot be something that you should take into consideration to even rebut his statement, or that he's talking with hate against the Liberian government is not right. Because we have a free speech. There's a global war. And again, that's social media. So you don't have to go after this man.
Thank you very much, Bishop Hager. Let's hear from. I don't know if you have a rebuttal to Mr. Sheriff, but I give you the opportunity now.
Well, listen, I really came here tonight to address the issue that the Liberian government not confused, and it was right for us to use our ambassador to write a diplomatic note to the government and people of Nigeria. That's what I came here tonight. Well, I would say to all of us that Mr. Sherry said that this man of God is credible. Listen, I don't know what credibility is. I don't know, but this man hold no credibility even within the Nigerian religious cycle. I can tell you a lot of great men of God in Nigeria. We respect great men of God in Nigeria. And they don't even respect him in any way and form. My point is that for a prophet, I just want you to look at the timing. To have a close relationship, just opposition leader or former president visited the men's church, they have engagement, what have you. Listen, I think his love for we're using that connection to promote. Because we are just visited men's church. They have relationship. Why the prophecy did not come ever send? Why is it because when we came there and he did order that, then he have to give prophecy? It very fishy. It very, very fishy, man. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
I want to hold you there and ask you a question though. To what Mr. Sherry said as far as this being authentic and the source, or can you confirm if what Mr. Sherry said that this same prophet or man of God has prophesied before in the previous administration and that prophecy came to be as far as the previous administration losing the election? Are you aware of that prophecy as well?
That's a blatant lie. The video is there. The only thing he said, Joe, we're going to win first round. And he said if it went to second round, Joe Weah will not win. Did Joe Weah win the first round? No. Absolutely no. Joe Weah did not win, my people.
So you are saying Sherry's statement on this prophecy, this man prophesying that former President Weah will lose the election.
No, he did not say President Weah will lose. So the video there, the evidence there. The evidence, the man said that we are going to win outright on the first round in 2023 when we were in Liberia. It did not come to pass, my people.
Thank you. I don't want us to stay too long on this. What about the list of events that he classified as confusion from this administration? Two government officials, two people being nominated for the same position and going for confirmation hearing. Are you aware of that? Does that kind of give an example of confusion and all of the
You
other
want me
things?
to list all the people
No,
that
I
no,
want
no,
you
no, no.
to respond to what
When
Mr.
no, no,
Terry
no, no, no,
said.
no, no. Things can happen. I'm not going to go into the merit of that.
But would you say that was like an
Listen,
example of
I will not pay. I will not waste time on that. I'm not here for political statement. Prince Chevy want to make political statement. I'm here tonight.
I'm asking you a simple question, Bishop Hicks.
I can't. Listen. I can't even.
You're not responding to it. That's what you're saying.
I would not. All the
Thank
things
you.
he listen, let him go ahead and continue to listen. 2029 is coming. That's it.
Why we worry about election? You just need
We're not worried about election. We're not worried about election. We are only saying that prophecy don't vote.
Mr. Klebo, if you have any question, you can take over from me.
Hello?
Yes, let's hear from Mr. Klebo first.
Yeah, to the bishop, I mean, I want to understand for you. Do you believe that God can speak to anyone at any time?
Well, I said it this morning.
If
you asked me a question. You asked me a question, and I want to respond to you. The question is a very significant question. I said, this is what I said. One must ask, are we to believe that God will bypass all the great men and women of God, all the prophets in Liberia, apostles, intercessors, and choose a foreign voice alone to determine the destiny of our country? Certainly God can speak to whoever he chooses. But Liberians, we will not become so spiritually dependent on external voices when we have our own men and women of God. That's what I said. I believe that God is not an order or disorder. If a man of God have a prophecy about Liberia, he very care about Liberia, they have sources, they are men and women of God, they are the council of churches, they are reputable organizations. He can call them and say, this is what God says. You come on TV or what social media to describe the whole nation. Do you know how many prophecies we hear about Nigeria? Do you know what happening there? If you will just work on start talking about Nigeria, we get men and women of God in Nigeria that we can call and say, listen, let's pray for your nation.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vega.
So lastly, before I take leave of you, are you saying that God should have used a Liberian to have that prophecy done? Because according to you, he said they are able prophets in Liberia than
what
foreign.
I'm saying to
so are you saying that God should have used people from here?
Maybe you don't understand what I'm saying. The prophecy always will be tested. There have to be confirmation. You can't just take prophecy in the Bible. You can't just take it like that. There's always a test. And if you love a country, if you want the best, a prophet is not a doom. A prophet, when we read the Bible, when God gave prophetic word, he will show the way. He will show the way how Israel will come back, how they need to do this. You can't just come and just throw words and leave it hanging. You don't know how prophecy works.
Thank you, Bishop. Dr. Ben-Sika,
yeah.
Let's hear from you, and after we recognize
Bishop comments. The whole thing, the whole debate or argument about this, I don't think we need to take it further. Okay? I don't think we need to take it further. The Bishop Hagar argument that because this man of God prophesied the last time and didn't come true, and his close proximity to Joshua automatically disqualify his prophecy. If that is the case, then the Boyka government need to be happy about that. That the prophecy is not going to come true. That the prophecy is nothing. They need to be happy about that. They should have even celebrated.
I believe Bishop Hagar disagrees with you.
Dr. Ben-Sika.
Yeah.
Bishop Hagar, if you don't
there
mind.
was specific word used that had to do
with our... Can I inject something? I gotta leave.
You want me to end and you want to leave?
No, I'm here.
Yeah, but Mr. Hagar, I want to disagree with you strongly tonight. You fall flat on this.
Somebody talk about
listen.
Yeah, you fall very flat on this. I mean, this is no reason for you to support the Boyka government, our government in this
they fall flat. They fail flat in the
They
situation.
never fall flat. The
Let me
government did the
finish.
right
Let me
thing.
finish. The fact of the matter is, somebody prophecy, whether he or close to George, whether he part of CDCO, he giving a prophecy. A prophecy is a prophecy. Whether it comes to fruition or it doesn't, there's no reason for you to defend it here tonight that because the man was close, you just making a political mistake here that the other opposition were taking wrong way. The leadership writing letter to the Nigerian federal government was a mistake and a flaw on the part of the Liberian government.
I'm
And that need to
totally
be corrected.
with you. I'm totally disagree with
You can disagree. Many
you.
Liberians would disagree with me.
I don't even know what the outcome they expected. It read a
Dr.
letter to Nigeria
Dr. Bensica, let's recognize Archbishop Joshua Cummings. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Are you guys hearing me, right?
Yes, we can hear you. And I believe you've been listening to this conversation, so I'll just go straight to you so you can chime in because we are almost at the end of talking about this. But go right ahead.
Yeah, okay. To be real, I have not really been listening to the show, but someone got in touch with me. Wait, Prince, right? Prince got in touch with me and he said he read my post on Facebook in regards to this whole prophecy saga that is going on. Okay, or that have been taking the internet. Okay, so I thought I will be on the show. Okay, but one specific area I basically want to talk on, right, is when this prophet or bishop or whoever said that the president is confused or in the confused state of mind. Now, others decided to, I will use the word from a philosophical perspective. They decided to analyze, and from the analysis, they believe that it was provocative. Okay, or this guy tried to insult the president of another nation based upon the fact that he is from Nigeria. Okay, so he should not have said the president is confused, the nation is confused, the economy is confused. Okay, so I do not know what you guys have covered. Okay, but I just want to come in from the angle. All right, if you guys permit. Now, it is important to understand that being a president does not take you from the rank of being a human being. Being a president does not make you superhuman or make you superhuman being. Where the ability to worry, to think, and to ponder over issues that is crippling your government, okay, is kind of suspended. When I use the word suspended, it means that because Bwakana is the president, so he does not worry about anything.
Get to your point because it's starting to sound really interesting. Go ahead.
Yes. So I wrote a post. I said it is uncertain as to who informed you that your president possesses superhuman ability. Are you aware of the numerous challenges that the president is currently grappling with? Without divine intervention, the president is likely to fail miserably. The extent of the economic hardship, corruption, and different among appointed officials, the deplorable state of the city, the unfavorable concession deals, the families struggling to provide for their children due to unemployment, or signify or significant concern. Now, if this president will be truthful, he can never say that these are not things that are moving him. These are not things that are crippling his government. He cannot say during the middle of the night. He do not sit to ponder and think.
I can answer that question for you. I know for a fact. I will come back to you. I know for a fact President Bouaga is not spending a second of his night thinking about the plight of Liberian people. So let's just scratch that. He doesn't act in that way. But continue with the point.
Okay.
If we can't, we don't have enough
You
time on
always,
this.
you always. I thought this show would be a neutral, you'll be a bold moderator. But you seem to be no.
Let's protect.
No. Don't be making those statements. That statement that never handled to come on your show because you cannot be saying that about my president and sit there like this. I can't accept it. I cannot accept. I cannot accept it. No. You have to apologize for saying that about my president. They are leaving the show right now.
You want to hijack the show because
no, but you can't say that. If Archbishop just spoke, then you say the president not thinking about the Liberian people. Why would you say that? You the moderator on the show. You're very political. I told you you're CDC operative, and that's why you are running with the CDC agenda on the show. I can tell you all the time.
Apparently, you're about to prove yourself, and I allow people to have freedom of speech again. But go ahead,
But you the moderator, you can't be saying those things.
Go ahead, take my freedom of speech away. Can you at least allow Bishop Cummings to be done? Is that okay with you? Go ahead, Bishop. Just wrap up your point because we're running fast on time right now. Go ahead.
Okay, and if you say that you can authenticate that the president does not worry about any of those things, then I would tell you that you are playing the role of God. Number one, you are playing the role of the Holy Spirit, because there is nobody that sees what the one does in the secret chamber than God. So my point here is, if this prophecy came and said the president is confused, now, do you know what it means to appoint cabinet ministers that does not represent you? Do you know what it means to appoint people into a position of authority that you 100% believe have the capability and the ability to carry on the function? And the next thing you are hearing, massive corruption coming from the departments. Okay, do you know what that means? That in itself have the ability to cause the president at times to ponder on those things. Why are my people misrepresenting me? Why are my people that I trusted are defaming, okay, my character and moreover denigrating the government? So whenever you see a government that is being run, you see the government that is being run, and the expectation for which they were voted into power is not being, I say uphold, right? It gave a bad image to the government. Now, I will say this as well. Okay, it must sound somehow, but I will also say that Spoon is the political prophet. Okay, that speak on the ills of the nation. That speak about things that people will say, oh, because maybe the government did not give Spoon the contract to carry rice into the nation. So it's the reason why Spoon had turned his back on the government. But apart from Spoon, you listen to other well-seasoned politicians or political commentators, right, that talk about the descending, how things are descending, how things are getting more deplorable.
Thank you. Thank
If
you
the
very much.
president cannot come forth, pardon me.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We I will come back. I will come back to you. I'll give you 15 seconds to conclude, but we are almost at the very end of the show. So
Yes, sir. I was too late.
That's okay. I just have a question. I'm trying to learn here. What's the difference between an archbishop and a bishop? Or is that just your name?
It is my name as bishop.
Yeah, is it like a title?
No, that's an office.
That's an office. Like what? I'm trying to learn about it. If you can just tell me one or two things about that. Is that like?
Okay, you have what we call the fivefold ministry gift.
Okay.
Right, apostle, prophet, teacher, evangelist, and pastors. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come to the bishop, the Bible says a bishop is the one that desire an office, or the bishopric office and office that are one desire. But then the one that desire the bishopric office, first and foremost, must be number one called by God. First and foremost,
where in the Bible?
First and foremost must be. Pardon me.
Where in the Bible says that? Do you have that?
In the book of Ephesians chapter 4.
Okay.
Ephesians chapter 4.
I'm asking you this question because you responded to my statement and say, I might be playing the role of God, to say President Boakai doesn't think about the Liberian people. But I know you read the Bible all the time. You're aware that the Bible says that by their fruit you shall know them, and we will translate that into real life. I think the fruit President Boakai is producing can back up the statement. I mean, I was asking for your role because I'm trying to make a point that you will be aware of it. But if you make us a blanket statement and saying that because I made those statements, I'll be playing the role of God, do not take that like I'm not playing the role of God. And we're just using the Bible here by the fruits of President Boakai administration. We can almost tell what he thinks.
Okay, but there was a reason why I made that statement.
No, I understand that. You had the opportunity to tell me the reason. I can give you another.
No, but if you understand that, then you're not misconstrued. Right? Then you're not misconstruing, right?
I'm not misconstruing. I'm just trying to respond to what you said using the scripture.
Okay.
Just use the scripture. By the fruits you should know them. So I'm not playing the role of God. I'm just looking at the fruit of the administration, they're producing, and being able to say that I don't think he's thinking about the Liberian people. Let's be honest. But anyways, that's about it. We are time fast, man. We're like way over time for the show. So let me go back to my co-host, and then we will take our final break. When we come back, we'll give you guys the opportunity.
I gotta leave now.
You got it. Okay. All right. So do you guys want to just quickly do our closing and then?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to everybody. It was a good time that we had to discuss issues concerning our country. I don't think people should put their personal feelings in this thing here. It's our country. Everybody got a stake in that country. And so we try to discuss the issue. It's not that somebody just against Mr. Boakai, or it could be any other person in leadership that is not doing well. That's we will still talk the same thing. But we just want Mr. Boakai to do the best. And let them, if they, through the process, if they made mistake, let them admit it. And admitted that we made mistake. What they did there to go to Nigeria, send stuff to Nigeria, it was a total blunder. There's no justification for that. Okay? And number two, everybody will not follow you. Well, everybody will not like you. Even as Jesus Christ, who came to this word as clean as he was, he still had people that didn't like him. So everybody not going to like him, Mr. Boakai. But what he needs to understand is that everybody in that country is a Liberian. And he is the president for them. Whether they like him or they don't like him, he should also understand that he is the president for them. And stop going after critical voices. So that's what I would say. So thank you, gentlemen. We'll talk another time. May God bless everybody. Take care, okay?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let me just get my final, yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Let me just say it again. We implore Joe Boakai and a coast of officers. He working for us. And this is not a monarchy, it's a democracy. Where we see wrong thing, we have to discuss it. For one to leave his country just for statement made by so-called prophet to write, you know, the response that came to Liberia. It's not just Mr. Boakai, who were made little by even the prophet, so-called prophet. Again, the response from the government, it was not right. Before any communication or corresponding leave Liberia to the neighboring country or to her counterpart, I think the legal advisor should be able to examine that letter, to read or proofread that letter before it goes out. That is very important because it's a nation. It's a nation. So, you know, one thing I have to say is that Nigeria is another country. They are full of violence. Even the soldiers that came to keep peace, we knew about that. So for that prophet to stand before gathering or his congregation to belittle Mr. Boakai, it was not necessary. So they should not write any of those letters anymore when it comes to freedom of speech or so-called prophecy. So I'm saying there to tell the leadership that we should not follow people like that anymore. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Giwa, for your contribution tonight. Always on previous episodes you've joined us on. Before we go to Mr. Boda, let's hear from you. And I apologize, you came really late. I would have loved to hear your contribution on other topics we discussed tonight. And hopefully we'll see you next time. This show comes on every Wednesday at 6 p.m. So looking forward to hearing from you again. But for now, let me give you the opportunity now to just give us your closing remark. Mr. Cummins, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so anyway, it's a pleasure being on your platform, and I jumped in the middle of the whole conversation. So I do not know where you guys started from. Okay, but my best as a religious leader, my best advice I can give, okay, to the president, to the government of the Republic of Liberia is be wise. Do not just look at the provocative part of the prophecy. And when you say what the provocative part of the prophecy, yes, is what I'm saying. Others believe, especially those in the government officials, other citizens believe that the president was denigrated, the president was disgraced by this prophet. Okay, but it is expedient that the government as well do not take this prophecy lightly. Because you see, when it comes to prophecy, no matter who is being used, or no matter how that prophecy lingers, okay, the only way you can authenticate that this prophecy is not real, it is fake, okay, is to give it the period of time that he said, beginning now until the end of the tenure of the president. X, Y, and Z will begin to take place. X, Y, and Z will happen. So now we cannot say that this prophecy is not authentic, it's not real. Okay, and then we see things unfolding. But my point here is we should not wait to see things unfolding. And this is what the religious advisors, okay, told the president need to be proactive.
And while you're still here, if I can borrow 1 or 2 minutes and ask you this question, do you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is the Bible in support of religious leader being active in politics?
Well, if you look at David in the Bible.
So let's not look at David, let's look at Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ in John 17:16 said his followers are no part of the war. Again, the question is the Bible in support of
Yeah, but do not only just look at Jesus. Now the Bible says when the righteous is in authority, who are considered the righteous? The righteous are Christians. The righteous are believers. Stones for the word of Christ. So it could be an ordinary member. It could also be a religious leader. All right, and so that's why it is also vital. Okay, that Christians begin to take initiative to run for those political offices, because the Bible says when the righteous is in authority, the nation rejoices.
You know what the word
So to your question, absolutely yes.
The Bible supports religion.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So for the local things, you believe that if the religious people, engage themselves into this politics, there will be a change to Liberia?
According to the scripture, absolutely yes. Because the Bible said the nation will rejoice. Right?
Before I come to Mr. Buddha, this final question to this. I wish you had came on the show earlier because I was trying to get the show.
Yeah, I wish so.
Yeah. Do you think Jesus Christ was righteous? Jesus Christ. Do you think he was righteous?
Well, from the Bible, there was no one.
You think we can't say Jesus Christ wasn't righteous? We can say that.
Okay. So if you need a yes or no question, I would say yes, 100%.
What do you mean you would say you don't think Jesus was righteous?
No, but you said you don't want explanation. You just say you can answer yes or no, right?
All right, so all right, we can all agree Jesus Christ was righteous, but he never, all the time he was on earth until he left, he never one day encouraged his followers to run for any political office. There were a lot of politics in his days. Never once himself run for any political office. He instructed his followers to focus on God's kingdom, and never one day encouraged them in any ways to be, since we're righteous, let's take over politics. So how do you kind of
yeah, but then do not forget, everybody was born to fulfill the specific task.
I understand.
Jesus' assignment was to liberate humanity. Okay, was to bring freedom to humanity. That was his assignment. But the Bible says, for the purpose the Son of God was manifest that he might destroy the works of the enemy. Right, to emancipate humanity from the slave market of the enemy. His assignment was to bring salvation to humanity. Okay, so his assignment could be different from my assignment, different from your assignment. So everybody is born into this world to fulfill a specific purpose. Okay, so I cannot equate. Now you see what you're doing when you come to this broadcast. Yeah, when you come to the broadcast, what you are doing, this is something that you have the passion for.
I understand that. I'm just trying to build on your previous answer that yes, the Bible supports religious leaders of being active in politics, even though Jesus Christ righteous never really did any political thing. As a matter of fact, told his followers to not even bother, not to be part of this world and to focus on God's kingdom. Well, Archbishop Joshua Cummings said everybody got different purpose. Forget about what Jesus got to tell about what we'll focus on. We got different purpose. I'm just saying, does the Bible support your position on this particular subject matter?
Does the Bible support my position on?
Yeah, that people should forget about what Jesus said. Because Jesus clearly told us, focus on God's kingdom. That's where your focus should be. You should stay away from the world. I can get it with John 17:16. It's right here. Say focus on God's kingdom. Do not be a part of this world, but you're kind of contradicting that right now and say everybody got different purpose in life here. So religious leaders should be active in politics.
Yeah, but do not forget. Do not forget, as Christians, we are the light of the world, right? Do not forget what darkness is dominating. We use the word darkness, it could be corruption, right? Darkness could be corruption because it is eating up the fabric of the nation. It is not godly.
Can connect it to the overall point here.
Yeah, so it is not godly. All right, so when the righteous get into power, justice will be served to the people.
Guess the thing, right? I'm sorry to cut you off,
Oh,
but
Darren, can we wrap the show,
go
please?
ahead,
You're
Mr.
going
Clark.
for
Yeah, because if you
Let's stop you join the show. I'm actually enjoying our conversation, Mr. Cummins. We'll have this conversation at length the very next time. But it was nice having you on. Appreciate your contribution. We look forward to hearing from you again. Mr. Boda, give us a closing.
Yeah, but thank you. I appreciate the time. Okay.
Thank you for
look. It's quite interesting. For me, what is happening here is that, for me personally, Mr. Buckeye administration should have picking from the old man playbook. Mr. Buckeye spoke the last time. When you're walking on the road and you see the dog barking, you know, you don't have to answer to all the dogs are barking. The analogy that he used should have been placed in his government position about the pastor prophecy. Okay? Whoever the Nigerian pastor is, he's a prophetic man in his word. I'm not God to judge him. I can say he's a fake prophecy or fake pastor, whoever he is, he's in his face of God. He's between he and his creator. And if he prophesies and says something about a leader, that his prophecy. Mr. Barker and the administration got a lot to do for the Liberian people that he's doing, that he's striving to make Liberia better. There are a lot of challenges we face. There are a lot of surrogate that could be used in the social media ring that the Unity Party is so perfected, so smart, that they use a lot of social media connectivity to do a lot of things. That would have been done on the social media side, or even government putting a face inside. You could bring a whole lot of stuff. But government getting directly involved with the pastor because he make a prophetic statement that he claims Mr. Barker is confused. The calamity is coming on Liberia, this is going to happen. And then our government sit and write a letter to the federal government of Nigeria. I don't know if you read a response of the federal government of Nigeria. That's a slap in the face of our republic. That was a slap in the face of the republic. Whoever behind this letter, if Mr. Barker is in the know, he need to look at his cycle to pull some of the advisors that are around him. Because some of them needs to start thinking right to advise the president or to even pursue writing the letter to another government because somebody make a statement, a prophetic statement as a religious man for a government to interact. That is just unbelievable. That was a flaw on the part of the Borough Bureau. That's a slap in the face of the Borough Bureau on Mr. Barker. He needs to revisit this conversation and sit and think about it very critically. They have validated the man's statement that he confused. They play a playbook. That is just not what we expect to see of the government that we die and support. That's not the play of this government, to be running behind prophecy. No. I'm embarrassed and ashamed that our government will have to take such a position. That was just wrong. I'm sorry. We missed it mad this time around. This is not a passing mark for us as a Unity partisan and supporter of Unity Party and the government. That was, for me, I would not support this idea. It was wrong. And Mr. Barker need to revisit his surrounding. Somebody put advising him about this kind of issue. We should do better next time. This was so wrong. And the Liberian people deserve better than this. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you very much, Mr. Boda. Give the president some grace here, Mr. Boda. He's done some things well. He dedicated well in popular content. So he's allowed to make mistakes every now and then. He likes to drop the ball. Again,
I'm not taking that ABC mistake. That's not. That's not the play my old man supposed to be. My old man not supposed to be in that game.
Let the old man leave our country.
Yeah, we let him, but this one the fall flat. That one I ain't gonna lie to him.
The man old. The man in retirement.
Yeah, he's old. I got it. He old, but this one before that surrounding him, that pursued this letter.
You be acting that man being some type of wise man from the time he was young.
He's a wise man. He does a lot of wise things. But this one we made
the problem. President Parker himself is the problem. The man know what he's doing. But again, the saying.
I'm not taking that with you. I'm not there with you on that.
You cannot replenish.
He doing a lot for us. He shifting like bro. I'm not taking that with you.
Thank you very much, guys. If you're watching us, this is the Hard Zone. We're here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Let me check it out with my co-host and just give her words, and then I'll give mine, and we can get out of here. Mr. Cleaver.
Okay, then we want to say thanks to all those who watched and those who were unable to. Probably right after this broadcast, you'll be receiving out the podcast. You can go over it again and don't miss it. Wednesday at 11 o'clock Liberia's time and 6 o'clock American time. But what I want to say is this: as it relates to freedom of speech, it's not been practiced. The Adla Kamara Act that was signed, it's not been practiced today. Because whenever you say, something, even most especially if you do say the truth, you will be haunted, you will be, lashed, you will be, if you're in governmental position, they're gonna see it down the drain that you be removed. So I don't think that is a good thing for Liberia. This is our country. This is our country. We want the best for Liberia. We need the best for Liberia. So to those out there responsible for those things, we ask that you calm yourself down, because people need to speak out their minds. If people are not allowed to speak out their mind, they get traumatized. We did see what happened to Jusu, right? Jusu have been traumatized. He couldn't speak out to nobody because it was kept within him. So this government should not allow us to just silent and keep things within our heart and go down the drain. Instead, let we air them out, let the people air them out, and then we find a remedy to them. So don't miss it next Wednesday. We're gonna be here again to bring to you more. It was nice being here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Cleaver. Before I close, it's my final word. And guys, if you've been watching us, we talk about again. Let me send my heartfelt condolence to the friends and family of that young man Jusu. We hope that the God of good of all comforts them during this period. It's a very difficult period for that family and for Liberia as a whole. But I hope this that event makes all of us very keen on mental health. We need to take care of our own mental health and pay attention to those around us as well. And to this whole bishop thing, my friend Mr. Cleaver is we didn't even talk about the historical aspect of it. We didn't talk about the religious part of it. And again, I'm gonna keep this conversation for next time, because again, if you're a Christian, just read your Bible. Like, try to get closer to God for yourself, because no pastor got any prophecy in them. Let's start with that, okay? The Bible doesn't support it. They don't have any power to do anything whatsoever. So don't listen to them. The fact that our whole administration can think of men in Nigeria got some type of power to predict the future. Come on, we are in 2026. But again, this is the Hard Zone. This is the Liberian Television Network. My name is Derek Yadi, playing co-host tonight to my host, Mr. Cleaver. We will be back here, same network, same time next week, Liberia, 11 p.m. here in the U.S., 6 p.m. Eastern time. Until then, all of you watching us, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, have yourself a pleasant good evening.